Welcome, future and fellas. Sorry. I thought I was all ready. Hold on a second. Let me grab a beer real quick. Mr. Combustible, I started a tad early tonight because I got off work early, so I'm going to try the intro one more time. Greetings, fellow and future star citizens. GrayheadedGamer here, and welcome to Not So Sober Saturday, where we bring in a community content creator, talk about their creations, and let all you guys ask questions and do suggestions and what not. Today's guest and co-host is someone you all know and love, and if you don't, you will after this show. Mr. Combustible, all the way from Australia. How are you, buddy?
G'day all. How's things?
Right. I don't even have any Australian kind of like response. Super awesome to have you on, man. Thank you so much for doing the second show in 2016. You know what? I had a funny joke to do, and I totally forgot because we were kind of like a little push. And you know what? It's been running for quite a while now, Mr. Combust. I think we're good.
Cross fingers.
Yes. I wanted to. They don't have a flip vertically. I was going to turn your camera upside down and make a joke about how your film from Australia is upside, the whole ups. Never mind. Okay, it would have been a bad joke anyway. Tonight's show is brought to you by Yingling, which is disappearing in my green screen, which is pretty freaking awesome because it's a green bottle. America's oldest brewery. Mr. Combustible is in pain and recovery right now, probably on medication. So I'm not sure. You probably can't drink, can you?
Vodka.
Well, best medicine in the world. Best medicine in the world is a good stiff shot.
Absolutely.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna try to keep my hands down. I do this too much, and I do this too much. It's nervous twitches I've been doing since I was a kid and since I grew my goatee. So I'm gonna try not to do that. I'm gonna try to keep my hands down and be very professional. So thank you for joining me today. So guys, we're gonna get with Mr. Combustible about all his awesome 3D creations real quick. But before we do, we are going to be doing the very first Patreon ship giveaway. 3 giveaways in total. If you'd like to get into the giveaways, you can pledge on my Patreon page. Just exclamation point patron in chat, and it'll give you a link. There's different prize tiers. Anything from $1 a month gets you a chance to win some subscriber flair. $2 a month, you get a starter ship, and then it goes up from there. $5 a month is a tier 2 ship, and it keeps going. Excuse me. But for just $2 a month, you can get into the starter ship giveaway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try. I had this set up so it would be really easy to do. I can just do my monitor capture and bring it right up. Boom. What do you think about that, Proxys? Got stuff set up already. So I'm going to just copy and paste my list that I've already made. So this first drawing is going to be, this is everyone in the actual patron right now. Everyone is eligible for the subscriber flare giveaway, so we're going to do that one first. Pardon me while I get my planner out, because I have to write things down. I'm not big into the whole digital thing. I like to have handwritten everything, and it screws me a lot, so we are going to do that. Yeah, I'll take chat down just for a second, guys, because it's getting in the way for the name. So our random winner for the subscriber flare this month is going to be, I got to click it on the regular screen, not on my stream, idiot. Mr. Sean Scarf. Sean Scarf, congratulations. Send me a message through Patreon, and I will send that over to you. Just tell me what subscriber flare you would like, and it's your choice. And if you have all the subscriber flare and you'd like to send it to someone else, just send me their email, and we will go from there. So we're going to Control A this, delete it all out, and then we're going to pull up our next group of peoples. Is going to be everyone involved with the ship giveaway at $2 and up. We'll put those in if I go to the right screen. There we go. So this is everyone that's $2 and up for the random starter ship. And the winner is Mr. Fast Cart. Mr. Fart Cart. Yes.
Congratulations.
All right. Mr. Fart Cart with the starter ship. Let me turn chat back on because I'm so sure he's in here and he's probably hooping and hollering. Yeah, it's fixed. I rigged it. I'm only giving stuff away to people with names that rhyme with fart. My show. I can do what I want. No, I'm just joking. All right, turn check off. Next up, I should be saying stuff like that. I really don't, guys. That's why I do this live. It's 100% random. This would be everyone eligible for the Tier 2 startership. The Tier 2 startership this month is going to be, you can either get a Mustang Beta or a Titaned, Avenger Titaned. It'll be your pick. Whoops. There we go. And that is everyone there. Yes. So here is the name for the Tier 2 startership, and the random winner is Alan Espandilio. That's a fancy last name. Alan, congratulations, Alan. You
Nice work.
Amazing winner, you. How would you pronounce that? Espandian.
My stream's a bit behind.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're on the lag. So there you go, guys. Congratulations to our winners. Let me turn chat back on so I can see everyone complaining about how it's rigged. So there you go, guys. If you were one of the winners and you were actually watching, just give me a message on Patreon and I will send your stuff over. Espasadin, Fastcart. Thank you, Fastcart. You and Rye keep me in line. I really appreciate it, guys. Oh, that's over. That seemed like a lot of work. Guys in chat, let me know how Mr. Combustible's audio is. I didn't realize last week Alurin's volume was kind of low on the stream that I uploaded to YouTube. So I don't want Mr. Combustible to be too low.
I've also got a fan in the background, so that could be adding a bit of static. Hopefully not.
Oh, no, I can hear it. It sounds like kind of like a bay breeze. We'll just call it a bay breeze, being in Australia and all.
That works.
Excellent. So Vikings, Side Slide, Fast Cart, Unengineer, all you guys joining us, thank you so much for joining us. If you guys are unaware, Mr. Combustible is an Aussie with an amazing talent for 3D printing, and he has been all over the Reddit subreddits and the forums. Shoot at some of the conventions, right? All geared up.
Yeah. The first costume was for the PAX Australia, so that's when all of CIG was there.
Right on.
So that was quite good. Yeah. So I picked up a 3D printer about 2 years ago, and it's mainly to future-proof my prop building sort of skill set. It's also got a side effect of being able to print in the background while you're doing other things like full-time work and stuff like that. So, yeah. So the printer itself is the Up Plus 2, which is about as consumer grade as you can get. It prints out of the box, setup time of about 15 minutes. The thing that started getting me printing starcitizen stuff, it was CIG coming to PAX Australia, and it wouldn't have happened without Firespikes. He's my go-to modeler. He really knows a thing or two about that. So I guess we should bring up that first image.
Yeah, I tell you what, I will scroll down. There's the boxes it came in. Now, how big is this in... Oh, there's a good picture of it next to a beer bottle right over here. That gives us an idea. Actually, it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So you do have to really print in small chunks, huh?
Yeah, so it'll print 14 centimeter cubes. I'm not sure if you can see the stream there, but you can see the two printers behind me.
Yep. Absolutely.
So they're pretty small. That's the only failing of this printer type. So there's a lot of new printers out there with bigger bed print sizes. Yeah, so everything that you see that I've printed, it's been chopped up in NetFab, which is a nice free sort of 3D modeling manipulation package. So,
My God, dude, I cannot imagine. Do you know how many pieces the your full suit of heavy marine armor? How many pieces was that?
That's a lot. Um, I think I was printing for about a month and a bit, just solid out of two printers, just going constantly. Um, a thigh, I think, had 27 slices, and so it can get pretty iffy when you're joining those pieces together with acetone. So, pro tip: you get two magnets to hold the joins aligned.
Nice. And then you just use acetone. It melts the plastic, and then it kind of rebonds to itself. So
Yep,
no glue.
no glue. It's plastic cement is a, a thing that fuses plastic anyway, so it's pretty similar.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think how much. And you're right. Oh, you know what? Is Fire Spikes in chat tonight? I was
I
hoping he
think
would stop by.
I think he may be.
I hope so. Mr. Spikes, me and Mr. Spikes have played a little, done a little gaming together. We've done a little bit of CryEngine yik yak back and forth, and he is very cool with the modeling stuff. And I would love for him to be in here just so I could at least say hi and shoot him a bird or something. So let's
He's
see.
he's he's floating around. I think his net connection is playing up a bit. So
Gotcha. So here's you printing a cute little bunny. Aw.
so that's the demo item. Um, when you get the up, part of the calibration is to do your first print, and yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
that's
Dial. So that was just your very first run of. I'm sorry, I got a huge notification in my headphones, but you said that's that was your first print job.
yeah. So
Cool.
it was the demo one that
Came in. Oh, it comes in the package.
yeah.
Gotcha. And the next one, this is like the software that you use to.
Yep. So that's the integrated software. The drawback with the up is that it's not open source, so you can't tweak much. But when stuff just prints and it prints reliably, you can't really complain about that.
Right
Um,
on.
I've put about 90 kilos of filament through it in about 2 years.
Wow. And
It's a fair.
and that's just what is it, like 5 millimeter thick filament or?
1.75, I think.
Holy
So
crap, that's a lot of spools. While he's going to get that, just want to say big thanks to Diabolus for that donation, buddy. That really, I seen you're trying to fix your total down there and make it an even number. That's awesome. Thank you so much, sir. All donations go towards creating the stream machine that I will be using so I can start streaming Star Citizen much more often. And with you guys, we're gonna play some multiplayer. Sorry, Mr. Combustible. Did you get
it's all
some of
good.
the filament?
Yeah. So the spools are 1 kilo lots like that. There's a couple of images floating around of all the boxes stacked up to the roof before the heavy build.
Yep. I actually
So
remember seeing that where you got all the filament in to make it and you had it all stacked up. I remember seeing that.
yeah, yeah. I think I've got 5 boxes left.
Wow. And I seen you did some mechs. Let me go down here. Oh, there's a gun you made. Let's come down.
Yep. So that's a Fallout 3 laser pistol.
Right on.
The mechs are from MechWarrior Online. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure.
There
That
we
and
go.
Team Fort 2.
There's one. Oh yeah, here they are. And this, oh, you're painting them and getting them ready. You just use a regular automotive primer, or?
Yeah, this is a filler primer. So high build.
Yep.
It's like thick primer. So you spray it on, it fills in all the cracks and stuff, and you just sand it back.
Right on. For you guys that don't know, I do a lot of, or I used to do a lot of body work, and that is the best stuff to put on and to get your final smooth coat before you start laying paint. You get a nice thick laid primer, and then you sand it down, and it gets all those little tiny imperfections all nice and smooth. Very cool, very cool. And there's the mechs.
Someone mentioned a Form 1. The early models are very finicky. They're super quality prints, but they had a few issues. I think the new version of that, I think, has addressed a lot of those. Bigger tank of resin. It's a laser SLI, so it uses liquid resin to print instead of filament.
Nice. Very cool. So okay, so we got this is on his blog, right? The or
This is
oh
all on
no.
my Flickr page and blog, but yeah, if anyone wants to go straight to the source, pretty much all my photos are up on Flickr.
Awesome. And you can put in exclamation point combustion in chat and it'll bring up his blog, his Twitter, and his Facebook. And I'm sure your blog has a link to the Flickr page, right? Or does it?
Might.
If not, we'll put that up too. I've got it right here. I'll put it in chat right now.
Sound.
And looky here, Rye. Looky here, Rye. Let me go ahead and paste this. Here is if y'all want to bookmark that real quick, that is his Flickr account or Flickr. I think that should be it. That might be just this album, but then you can back out. But here is a little Serenity that he printed out. Little, what, 4-inch you said?
Yeah, it's about as long as my finger.
Awesome. And it is, if you look right here in the middle, he was showing me, I didn't notice, but that's where it's joined together. So the two sections are made separately, then you join them together, and you said with acetone, right?
Yeah. I didn't have a chance to sort of finish that properly. It was a super rush job for a friend.
Right. And you know what? It's good. It gives it that homemade deal, you know? I like it. Oh, you know what I need to do? Oh my goodness. I'm horrible. All right, so that's that. We'll shut this off for a second. So
Fire's
that
just joined.
Oh, Mr. Fire Spikes is here. Hey, buddy. We got another Aussie in the house, and Diablos is also an Aussie. We've got all kind of Aussies in here. So, exclamation point question in chat, guys. If you would like to ask Mr. Oh, if I can delete these. Oh, I hope I can delete these. Mr. Combustible a question, and we will get to those a tad later. Fast cart. Never mind. That's fine. I'll get to yours also. I see yours down there, buddy. You already put one in. But anyway, question mark or exclamation point question in chat, and we will get to your questions. So next we are going to look at. Get the monitor capture back up. And this is your photo album that you sent me. And this was the first thing I saw on the forums. The fish tank helmet?
That's the one.
Fish tank.
Yeah, so I forget the chain of events that started me down this path, but I'm sure it was Fire. I blame Fire. He must have sent me the model for it, and just left it with me. Good reverse engineering my brain. So I sat with it and looked at it and went. Oh, I think it could have been the Civi helmet, and I think I started printing that at the same time.
Gotcha. And that was how did you shape the
visor?
The clear visor.
So it's a vacuum formed PETG, which is a pretty flexible plastic, but we took the visor, Fire unstitched it from the main model, and I printed a real thin veneer, and I backed that in a more rigid material and used a vacuum form table. There's a few photos back, and we'll get to that, and I'll go into detail. But homemade vacuum form table that fits in an oven.
Right. And I know a guy that has one locally, and he is currently vacuum forming some stormtrooper armor.
Yes, I've done since this. I've maybe done 200 pulls, various things.
Very
So,
nice. So
yeah,
we'll head over to picture number 2, and this is the Freelancer in 2 parts with a banana for scale. Very important for Reddit is to have a banana for scale.
absolutely.
This thing is
So,
amazing.
so this was. Sorry, I've got to get my images back. So the freelancer was following on from. I think I saw a guy on the forums making a cutlass, and yeah, I had to give it a go. So that's uh, that's how that started. Um, so that image shows a few steps ahead. Um, if we skip one image forward,
All right. The crosshatch innards of it.
yeah. So the funny thing is, I left. This is a game model. So Fire shot me the game model of this. So in theory, all the internal detail is still there. So the only modifications I did was slice it and then fill in the back so it was all watertight. So um, you can, in theory, if you got rid of all the shit in there, you could wander through, walk upstairs, check out the old bulkheads, the seats. You know, it's pretty cool. It's like
Nice.
a time capsule. No one will see it, but
But we'll
well,
know.
yes,
You know what? If something happens, we could always get like one of those endoscopic scopes they use to go down your throat to look in your esophagus and stuff, and we could use that. And we can make like a little miniature stop motion movie if we ever get bored.
cool. Thread it through the window, the front
Yes.
window.
Very cool. So,
So the cross hatching there, that's actually the infill. So what's happened? The inner area there wasn't watertight, and so the infill has escaped, and that's what you see
got you.
in the archway. That's what happens when you've got a shit model, like a shit piece.
Right. Awesome. So we move on to the. It gives a little closer look at the actual side of the freelancer.
So that's three pieces together, including the landing gear. I ended up going back and redid the landing gear because it was pretty shit. Like there's limits to 3D printing, and when you get high detail, you've got to fill it in and
Right.
modify it substantially. And they're three pieces glued together.
But you know, it's amazing the qual or the detail you have with the thrusters, the little port kind of windowish thing behind the bridge. Everything really came through as far as what's on the old school, beautiful, trucky freelancer that we do not have anymore. Which, in my opinion, sorry to get off track just a little bit. I think they should offer the older freelancer and make it
an
like a
old
used car.
Yeah, an older model like those models were always a bit twitchy, something like that. But yeah, each section there, I think there was about 7 to 9 hours print time. That's what happens when you get a super solid uh, print like that. So moving on, the next one will show a couple of the next parts being printed. So I think the print bed that you can see under it, that's actually the barrels and the gun parts and various things like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I see. I see it sitting next to the actual landing gear on the freelancer front
That's
half.
the yeah.
No side slide. It's not 100% fill. He has it. It's a hollow on the inside, right?
Yeah,
The
it's the
interior.
largest. It's the largest infill. I think it's 5 mil. So it's not hollow, but it's solid in that it's a honeycomb.
Right, right. Someone in chat saying the forum is not working. You just type in question mark or exclamation point question, and it'll pop your own link up. I don't know if you can click on a link that someone else posted. It may work. I don't know. Um, I can always just look real super quick. Yep, yep. All 4 of them showed up. You're good, Viking. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Moving on. We've got Lego Star Wars.
That gives you a bit of a size comparison. You can't really see the tape measure, but the Lego Tantive should sort of give you an approximation. It's, I think, a bit longer than my arm.
Very cool. Damn, man, that is just too. I wish CIG would get with guys like you, or I know you're small scale. They should look into doing stuff like this. I would love to have a freelancer on my desk. That would be so sweet.
That would be awesome.
And then up, fully assembled,
That's
sitting
it.
there.
So that's just got a coat of primer, so it's got nothing else on it. Um, and yeah, it is still there. I don't know what the date is on that photo, but yeah, it's still there,
Still in primer.
still in primer.
Right on, right on. Man, that is just too cool though to be able to get that much detail. Even the old guns on it looks so good. And they said they're actually putting those guns in game for the freelancer. They just
That's
have
cool.
to get them finished being modeled and working right and all. And Vengeful said it would be cool to have different ships as far as like models, so you could have like kind of classic cars. This is a good one to have right here because the
Yeah,
new
totally.
freelancer looks great, and you can tell it's a freelancer, but it looks like a more modern, sleeker edition. This looks like a big, chunky farm truck, and we
Yeah.
need big, chunky farm trucks.
Yeah, this is like 50-year-old version. That's had its day, but it's still kicking around.
Heck yeah, like the Serenity. I hate
Yeah,
I bring up
exactly.
Firefly a lot, but that's how it is. It's that old ship. The Millennium Falcon is another really good example. An old ship that just doesn't die because they're easy to fix, good parts, they work well. Damn it, give us our old freelancer too. And then we have weaponry. This is our gun in Star Citizen, correct?
Yeah, so that's the bearing insert code number. I can't remember, but I think that's the submachine gun.
Right,
I
right.
think I printed it a little too large, but that's
Mm,
that's
yeah, it may
pretty
be.
much. Sorry, that's pretty much when I started the civilian spacesuit build.
Right, right. I'm just the gun is great, but I'm having a hard time not staring in the crotch region here. There's
Swing.
a large crotch picture. Twitch is gonna kick me off. I can already tell. So anyway, it does
You
look
you
like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you you'll be happy I've censored some of the 3D modeling photos. I've got a human male model, and it's got
It,
vague parts down there,
and
and I
it's
got pulled up by one of the mods on the forums for it.
gotcha. And it's like 3D, like cool deal. So now we're getting into. This looks like a piece of the armor, maybe.
Yeah, so that's part of the front neck section of the spacesuit. So this took about 3 months. So 3 months from PAX, I think it was September, August, something like that. Each one of these parts is 2 mils thick, which meant that it printed a lot easier.
Nice.
Once again, Fire helped me out with that. He thickened all the original models, unstitched them firstly, but you know made them a solid model instead of a single face.
Right, right. Fast Cart wants to know how much your crotch weighs. Oh no, I'm sorry, the rifle, not the. I'm sorry, he wants to know the
Oh,
rifle.
right.
How much does the
Uh,
rifle weigh?
I will guesstimate. Ow.
He wanted a reason to get that gun out anyway. That thing's awesome.
Kilo and a half, maybe.
There you go. Oh man, it looks good. Oh, did you get Chris Roberts to sign it?
Yeah.
So awesome.
You might be able to see
Oh, yep.
Aaron's there as well. And I guess that's flat. There used to be a light on it.
Nice.
The cool thing was I made some rails that used magnets to.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
I could actually run around my house and play with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this was version 1 of the magnetic thing. Where do we get to the heavy? Oh,
Damn. Everyone needs one of those bearing freaking machine guns. All right, moving on. More pieces of the armor going together. There's that neck piece. Now it makes more sense. The
yep.
front neck right by the shoulder blades.
And
Then
so that's where I actually joined the suit. Um, I actually put magnets to join it. In practice, they were quite weak, and so they would pop open quite regularly. It was annoying when that happened, so gaff tape came out regularly.
right on, right on. Well, gaffer tape that fixes everything.
Mm. So the next photo is what I see a lot of. That's
Is this a model of fire spikes?
he's got a helmet on his helmet.
That's beautiful.
So one of the issues with this model is that it's your standard Adonis. There's no body fat. All his proportions are right and correct,
Right.
but the proportions don't mimic my proportions. I've got a bit around the belly.
I hear you.
Yep. So that was something I had to deal with later. The bottom sides had about an inch gap that just didn't close. So that had to be fixed. There was a lot of body filler and extensions and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it was either that or the treadmill, and screw a
yeah,
treadmill.
in 3 months, while I was already exhausted, I wasn't going to lose much.
No, I hear you, buddy. Uh,
So the next one is a real. It gives you an idea of all the pieces.
wow. Holy crap. Holy crap. And it joins just at the neck and the sides right there is where it kind of clicks together.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
this is the old. This is our old armor we used to have in our hangars, right? Before
Mm.
AC and all.
I understand that the undersuit under this armored part still exists, and I suspect this may still exist as like a civilian model, but as we're seeing the marine armor only, I think they've gone, oh, everyone needs to see the armor, the
Right.
marine stuff, so we'll chuck it all in.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. Oh, it is a little helmet. Oh my god, that's hilarious. So this is
So on the left, that's the in-game model, and on the right is the unstitched chest piece that Fire painstakingly, I must add, pulled apart from the main model.
nice. Good
So
job,
there
Fire
are,
Spikes.
yes, seriously, without him, none of this would exist.
Super awesome. And then we've got some more 3D printing here.
So this is how it prints. That's one of the parts of the body. Um, it will automatically add support. So 3D printers can't print in midair. So it'll either make an overhang, or if it's too much of an overhang, it will build support or build a cradle. That's something that the UP does really well, auto support. It's a printer that you can just go, here, print this complicated thing, and it will 9 times out of 10 print it.
Nice. So it does all that. It does all the supports and all. You don't have to put all those in.
Yep.
Oh, that is convenient as hell.
So the next one is more complete stuff. You can see I'm slowly printing the back,
Very nice.
various parts. And the next one is the first test fit. And that you can see the gap at the bottom. Looks a couple of inches.
Right, right. But that's a lot to fill in there.
Yeah, so what I did, I printed I copied a section and then spliced it in. I just smoothed it in with body fill.
Right, right. Sorry, taking a drink. Next picture, we have the start of the helmet.
Yes. So this was interesting. We found out later that this clamshell's open. There's a back part and then the front part, and that clamshell's open. And as soon as Chris Roberts saw it, he went, "Oh my God, you've made it to fit. We spent so much time trying to get it to, function on a head,
Right.
because I sized it so it would slip onto my head. I really can't wait to see the functioning model. I suspect it'll be, mechanical porn and cool stuff.
Awesome.
And so the next one is the helmet complete, and it's got the initial visor print. So that was a solid piece. I think I printed two by accident. Just one was too large.
Oh, and is that what you put on the table to vacuum form over?
That's the one.
Beautiful.
So the one issue with these larger prints is when you're printing and sanding the surface and filling, all those little details are lost. So if you see all those panel lines and screws and pardon me, they're all lost in the sanding process. And so part of the sanding process is putting down spot filler and stuff like that. So the next one will show all the pink areas. Punch him right in the helmet. So you can see there's a lot of gaps that needed filling.
Right on.
I forget how long that took, but yeah, it was a long time.
Damn. Super nice though, man. And then we got your workbench full of a bunch of filler and...
Anyone a 40k fan? Warhammer 40k?
I see that.
It was a commission for a local guy here. So it's I think it was a bolt pistol from the Ultramarines movie, and it had a removable mag, and yeah, it was cool.
Awesome.
You can see the thing on the left, the plans.
Yes. Very cool. And you shaped it out of wood?
Yeah, just made templates based on the plans and then boxed it in and, just added bits as I went.
Nice.
There's a lot of blog posts that I need to do. I'm so backdated with blog posts that I need to write up.
Right. Hey, everybody in chat, if you got any questions for Mr. Combustible, don't forget, !question in chat. It'll pop up a link. Follow the link and leave a question. We'll get to the questions here in just a little bit. Next up, that is a nice, smooth visor there.
So that's had a lot of work. You can still see the patchiness around the place. But, and you can see all the panel lines on the other parts. And then the white bits of styrene that I filled in that mechanical area. That was something that was too small for the printer to print. There's a minimum resolution that it will print at. And if it doesn't meet that minimum, it just prints nothing. It's needed to be filled in there.
Nice. Hey, do what you do. Model makers do that, though. I've watched a lot of Tested. You ever watch Adam Savage and Tested and his one-day builds?
All the time.
Yeah, one of my favorites. He did the Barbarella rifle.
Oh yeah,
bit. That
hand
was
carved.
That was beautiful. But yeah, that's what he does. He uses all kind of bips and bobs and things you wouldn't think of, but when it's a prop, you stand back and look at it, and you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. Oh well, that's aluminum plumber tape. This is made out of glue and sawdust, and it's like, what?
And with the model making that he used to do, it's there's a whole crew on the replica prop forum that reverse engineer various things. So, for example, the original model of the Millennium Falcon, certain people know exact model kits, model part numbers of the various details around the back. It's crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah. Some people are just so. I don't want to call them obsessed, but borderline. I guess you could call them obsessed in a good way.
Yeah.
With the details and the little things and just it's like every once in a while you meet a guy at the bar and he say, "Oh yeah, I like this. Oh, you like that?" And he'll start really revealing stuff where it makes you realize you don't really like it. You just have watched it a couple times. This guy likes it. I love people like
Now,
that though.
VWs, on the other hand,
What? We could have a
but
whole show on V Dubs, man. Since I was 14 years old, that's when I got my first Volkswagen. When'd you get your
well,
first
this
one?
this was in the family since brand new, so it's a '67. So
Nice,
my grandmother, or Uma, had it, and it was passed down to me as my second car.
awesome.
So it's been in the family.
Awesome. And if you guys definitely don't know what we're talking about. Earlier, he found out I was a Volkswagen guy. I don't know how. It's kind of weird. I think he's creeping. But he showed me a picture of his Volkswagen, so I was showing him pictures of my Volkswagen. We're both Volkswagen guys, and so is Clifford, aka Miku. Thank you for the host, Nighthawk Zale, by the way, and welcome to the show. But yes, we're V buds, like V Dubs, but we're V buds. I've made
But
that word up today, and I'm gonna copyright it. Air-cooled Volkswagens are amazing vehicles, and I mean throughout history, it's the best. The Bug is the best-selling car ever made. It's one of the most reliable cars ever made. I've had Bugs with 300,000 miles on the clock, and all you got to do is change the oil and adjust the valves, and it'll run for another 300,000. Best cars. It might only go 25 miles an hour, but it will run forever. I'm
my
sure after the nuclear war, it'll run.
I take a different take on that. I like acceleration. May not have a
Right.
top speed, but yeah, it will nicely, kink itself up on the rear and not quite lift the front, but it definitely looks like it's doing the Herbie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My last Bug I sold, I actually had a stock 1300cc in it. It would only go 45 miles an hour, and it took a long time to get there, and I loved it. Now the one I sold before that had a dual Delorto setup on it, 2180 stroked, unbelievable, amazing acceleration. It's a 4 speed, and the way it's geared, you won't get top end, but the acceleration for those cars and the traction because all the weight's over the pulling wheels. The engine is basically over the back tires. So much fun, and you can freak people out on the street. Get a guy come up to you in a Mustang and he's revving his motor, and the Bug, for the first 2 gears, just rips him a new ass, and he's like, "What the heck?" His girlfriend's going, "What you just did? You just got beat by a Bug." Beautiful thing. All right, we gotta get
It's
back to 3D
amazing.
printing. We could
Yeah.
we
So,
could talk
so
we
the
could talk
next,
about Volkswagens all night, buddy.
I know. I'm gonna have to shoot you some more photos of
Right
mine.
on.
So the next photo is part of
Oh,
the bearing painted up. So we did a matte and a charcoal grey combo with a bit of silver. I've since found some amazing charcoal colours, like metallic paints. It's amazing.
awesome.
Um, Forward another one, and that's the first test fit.
Ah,
So instead of doing something skin tight or semi skin tight, I just rolled with a jumpsuit. It
yeah,
was quick and easy.
and it works. It totally works. A lot of
Yeah,
militaries they have that under. It could be like a flight suit. We'll call it a flight suit.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. I think if I was going to do it again, I would get someone to uh, do a proper semi skin tight thing. Not like a morph suit. They're too tight,
Right,
but yeah, just something that was tailored to your own body.
right.
Um, so next up, we've got the knee pads on the model. On the game model, it's got some built-in knee pads on the spacesuit, um, and so I just printed them off and added them to some Velcro existing ones.
Right on.
Yeah,
What's that beside them?
that's part of the belt harness.
Ah, gotcha.
So a CIG person was complaining, or not complaining. They sort of mentioned that we don't need a harness in space.
Right,
That's more of a jet fighter thing.
right. Oh, I see your vacuum forming tray here in the visor mold.
That's the one. So what it is, it's a sealed box that you plug your vacuum cleaner in, or shop vac or something like that, and you get a frame with the plastic. and I sized this to fit in the oven in the kitchen. So it fits in the grill, heats up nicely. Um, Certain people worry about it, causing problems with the food, but it's fine.
Right on.
So you put your thing down, your forming buck, and when the plastic is hot enough that it dips and it's really floppy, you put it down over it and then turn on the vacuum cleaner. There's a video floating around on YouTube. I think Fire Spikes might be able to dig that out for us. It pretty much shows us vacuum forming the fish tank helmet.
Nice.
And so when that's cool, you've got a nice hard bit of plastic shaped over the mold.
Right on. Yeah, I've seen it where it's all hugged up nice and tight there. Very cool.
Very, very crowded.
And then following on from the formed one, this is where I started adding all the detail to the helmet. You can see I've sanded off all the the panel lines and stuff like that.
Roger Dodger.
Yeah.
And I can see the actual visor sitting in it as well. Oh, and you're putting all the little screws. Oh, I see all the little screws and stuff. That's a good touch. That gives it a real world feel, and that way they're not 3D printed. You can't sand those off.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it makes, like, printing something like that. It makes sense when there's not too much detail, because you can do all that by hand. But adding it later, that's a thing in itself.
Right on.
So the next one should show the test fit.
Yep, there's the test fit. Your hair fits quite nice in it.
Thank you.
I really
sure.
do. I do hope they keep this helmet and that old suit. Proxus was saying earlier in chat that they do still have the old armor, and I we're gonna get shopping real soon.
Yeah.
But that helmet there, and remember, were you in early enough for the helmet flip when they first released Arena Commander?
Just.
Oh man, that was the pinnacle of our of Star Citizen to that point, was when they walked out there and he flipped that helmet around and put it on. We lost our shit. I know I lost my shit. All my friends on chat lost their shit. Everyone at the Citizen Con or whatever it was, everyone lost their shit for something so little like that. And that helmet is iconic, and it looks good. It's beautifully designed. Not that I don't like the marine stuff they have now, but aesthetically, this is a absolutely kick-ass. For EVAing, it's perfect. You have so much peripheral vision and so much, especially looking up. It's beautiful. I really hope they give us options to have this old helmet.
I kind of suspect it's still going to be a part. Like, I've heard nothing either way. But yeah, you can see on the side, in line with my eye, all that mechanical, hinge stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I think, all pops out and then hinges up over the top of the helmet.
Oh god, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the next image shows the detail being added back.
Oh, nice.
And that's all hand cut styrene glued on.
Nice. So you just cut little tiny strips and meticulously glued them on. I don't have the patience for that shit. But that is awesome.
I think I watched Edge of Tomorrow a couple of times while I was doing that.
Right on.
Just the same movie, rinse, repeat. Awesome movie, by the way.
Right on, for sure. The magnet thing here?
Absolutely. So this is the way I joined it. Next time, if I do this same way, I'm going to put big ass magnets, like 9 kilo each instead of the 2 kilo ones.
Right.
The front and back sort of mold into each other, so there's a lot of lateral strength. So the back of it pops into a hole and it keeps it aligned. The missing strength is just the force to pop it open at the bottom, which then it completely fails at that point.
And you can do like the Magic Mike thing and just rip it off.
Yeah, boom,
Excellent.
straight off.
Awesome. All spacemen need to be able to rip off their suits. Did you happen to catch the Channing Tatum and his wife on lip sync battles?
I didn't. I saw the link, but didn't get a chance to look at it. So,
Dude,
uh,
his wife
Frozen,
killed it. Oh
Frozen.
no, his wife actually did uh, kind of imitated him, did his Magic Mike dance, which
Oh, okay.
all the chat needs to understand. I have never watched that movie. My wife confirmed to me that she did the dance, so just letting y'all know, she couldn't make me watch that, but she killed it, and she's so hot. She's so hot, guys. I can't say that loud. My wife will kill me. But even my wife said she's got a 6-pack stomach. She just had a baby. She got a 6-pack stomach, and she did the whole Magic Mike thing. Jumped up in his lap, shoved his head into her crotch. It was hilarious. And then he came back and did Beyonce, dude, in a full Beyonce suit. I was laughing my ass off. And then Beyonce came out and danced with him, which was even better. Jimmy Fallon created that show, fished it around to the major networks. All the major networks said no. Spike TV picked it up, and now they have A-list actors lined up to make fools of themselves. Lined up. And now all the major networks are like, shit! Dude, what if Jimmy Fallon comes to you with an idea for a comedy show or skit, you need to go with it. He made Saturday Night Live for years. It went
Do
to
it. You roll with
shit.
it.
Yeah, it went to shit when Jimmy Fallon left. So don't pass something up. Sorry, we're off track once again. Rye's gonna yell at me. I'm sorry, Rye. We're getting back on track. So magnets, you go to bigger ones next time. Next picture,
Yeah.
a
So
bigger
that
picture.
shows the full front and back. The bottom only had two magnets, which allowed it to pop open. Um, Quick side note: when I was pulled on stage at the PAX FPS live stream, or the reveal, I should say,
Right, right.
um, when we were getting ready, this kept popping off, so I had to get some gaff tape and you know quickly get it secured.
Right on. And like I said before, now you're what you call gaff tape. I've heard people call gaffer tape, gaff tape, and we call it duct tape.
Duct
Same.
tape, is that the silver plastic stuff?
Well, we have silver, black cloth. Is that what is
So
that the tape you're talking about? Like the black kind of almost fabric based?
cloth tape, yeah.
Yeah.
So the gaff tape is the cloth based,
Okay.
the real tough that you can tear. The duct tape, we have the same,
Okay, and that's the bright
plastic sort
silver.
of.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you learn something new every damn time. I got you, Sir Thorfinn. It is not the same thing. I was guessing, but I have seen the black fabricy tape, and it is much better. We also have down here something called Gorilla Tape. I don't know if anyone else has heard of it, or if it's just down here. It should be everywhere. It's kind of like a mixture of both, and it's amazing. It will tape. You could tape water to a tree. It's so badass. All right, so next picture. This is your harness that you don't need in space, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I suspect it's got some, maneuvering thrusters or something like that. But yeah, lots of pouches, various things like that. It nicely held the flight suit sort of, um, you know, around my body.
Right on.
So there are a lot of clips on that. But yeah, it was just a matter of following the screenshots and replicating it with various straps and stuff like that.
Right on.
Uh, so the next one, this is where things start to come together.
And
There's a there's a point where you just get so bored to hell with sanding, and you go, I'm gonna paint it,
right.
and that's when I started painting.
And you know what? That's one of the things that made this armor so cool is the coloring. With the white suit with the red stitching and that bright red armor. Frick yeah, man. That was so awesome.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot of the Civi spacesuit sitting on I think it was a Hornet. He had the black suit, and I tried to sort of semi mimic that. So the next one is all the masking. So this is where you start differentiating all the various paint
Right, right.
colors, and um, it kind of worked. Like the masking tape wasn't that good, but yeah,
It works. Oh,
yeah.
and then you got it unmasked here. We're gonna go through these a little faster, guys. So we can get to some questions. Now, oh yeah, you can see a little overspray with this stuff, but you can clean that up, right?
Yeah, and it comes together with weathering. And if you skip ahead again, you'll see more weathering. You've got the
Oh,
helmet, the initial black weathering on the body, so it sort of gives it a bit of depth, grime, that type of thing. And you
that
can see
helmet.
all the silver
Yep.
bits in the helmet itself.
And that right there looks badass.
And skip ahead again, you can see a close up of the helmet.
Oh, that. Oh yeah, I see the weathering now, like the scrapes and bangs.
Yep.
Awesome.
And again, ahead, that's the full body and helmet with the lights.
Now
There
that looks
weren't that
badass.
many lights. Side note: the heavy or the Marines don't seem to have you know any body lights or anything like that. So
Nope,
who knows?
just your helmet lamp. I think is all we got.
Yeah, stealth.
Right on.
So the next one's the fans inside the helmet. I saw a question earlier about suffocation and stuff like that. So I've got two squirrel fans blowing up over the visor, and it blows enough air in that you don't die. And
And keep the fog down too, right?
yeah, this there was a video showing the player character running and his helmet fogging. This would do exactly the same thing with the fans going. It would fog up and then the fans would defog. It was amazing.
Awesome.
And the next one, we've got the first test fit, the first complete test fit. So all the shoulders, all the various bits, and it worked out really
Nice.
well. I was really happy.
Fantastic. Warning: combustible props. Nice. Is that your little logo thingy?
Yeah, and there was an Obsidian Industries one on the other side. So
Nice.
the two. Um, so that's the civilian spacesuit or the RSI spacesuit.
Oh,
Ask me questions. Don't forget.
yeah, yeah. Question. I keep saying question mark. I need to. You know what? I should change the command to question mark questions instead of exclamation point questions. That would only make sense because I always say it, and especially when I'm getting on like the bottom of my third, fourth beer, I can't never get it right. Exclamation point question in chat to ask Mr. Combustible a question about his 3D printing greatness, and we're gonna click through a couple more pictures here. Um, we've got an
So,
Avenger model.
well, you may have seen this on the background of the ATVs recently. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
in the cave.
yeah. So this is the front of the Retaliator.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I just tried to talk while I was toking. Not a good thing. That's right. I forgot. There it is. There is the Retaliator, and it is in the ATV gamer cave.
I am so happy about that. It's pretty cool. Being able to see my own work on the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a beautiful feeling. Miss Blackhawk, if you put in exclamation point question and then enter, it'll come up with a link that'll send you to the form to fill out to put the question in the form. And that way, we'll pull the form up here in a minute and go through all the questions. Sorry about the confusion. Probably my fault. Beer, I blame beer. So yeah, man, I tell you, to see something like that is amazing. You know, they Chris answered a question of mine for in 10 for the chairman like 2 years ago, or when he first started. It was one of the first 10 for the chairman. I smiled for like 6 days just because he answered one of my questions. So I can imagine.
What was it?
Oh God, well, oh! It's when Arena Commander first came out and we had a problem with people ramming, and I asked him, "Is there
Oh
anything
yeah,
he can do about the ass hats that keep ramming? Are they gonna have penalties?" And he actually said ass hat, and I thought it was hilarious. So
that's
here
awesome.
is, yeah, I know, it was beautiful, and like I said, for days I was smiling so much. So here is our Retaliator, guys. That is most amazing, and I remember when he received it, he was all happy about that. Didn't he actually show that in 10 for the chairman?
Yeah, Lando. They did a thing at the beginning of the ATV. Red one. He opens the
Yeah, yeah.
crate and he's like, "It's empty." Red one.
Ah, nice.
um, so my
Ah,
stream's a bit slow, but you can see in one of the images there, it's sort of coming together. There's a few images showing the tail. a bit hacked up.
Yep.
There are a few issues printing that. You can sort of see the stringy bits in between it.
Yep.
Um, the
I'm on.
next one with the blue tape holding
Yep.
it all together.
That's pretty much complete there, right?
Yeah,
Oh man, you can
bar.
see the interior of the bays, the bomb bays and
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
Wow.
Um, Fire Spikes and I were thinking about making it hollow and making a money box, but it turned out to be really difficult to get it to to have an inner shell like that. But
Right on.
um,
Damn.
all the
Everyone needs one of
landing
these.
gear, all the landing gear, all the internal bay area, all the bomb bay doors, it was all made.
Nice. And of course, it's all functioning by electric servo and hydraulics, right?
Absolutely,
Of,
micro servos.
of course, of course. All right, so going on to the next one is one of my favorites. It's our crab.
So there was a whole heap of stuff on the Reddit sub about no memes, and that really annoyed me because yeah, the crab is an integral part of Star Citizen, and if you can't post
Yep.
funny crab stuff, uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Fuck them.
that's my stab at authority.
Right on. Hey, screw the man.
Yes, one
Woohoo!
tick, one tick, one tick. Uh,
Yeah, and it's still there. Yes. That's awesome. So awesome. And that's well painted too, sir.
Thank you. I don't do little painting, like small scale painting, very often. I've started painting a few 40k miniatures recently, out of need to stay off my leg. But yeah, uh, so
Proxus. I see Proxus on chat. They also say no stream spamming. yeah, I know. Chat. Yeah. So we got another Retaliator, and then you sitting by the fire sanding the Retaliator. That's a
yeah,
very romantic spot. You and your Retaliator by the fire. You sanding slowly, caressing the Retaliator.
oh, it gets old quick. There's
I
a,
know.
a gif. There's a gif of Lord of the Rings. One of the guys standing in the rain. And it's like, so it begins. It's exactly how I feel about sanding. You get to a
Right.
point where you've got to sand your prop. It's like, oh,
I hear it's just like doing body work on a car. I'll
yeah.
weld all day long and then body filler and sanding. It's like give me a break. Speaking of body filler, next picture.
Yeah, so that's the spot filler. I did the initial, overall sand, and that's all the joins. So every join I had to add spot filler.
Damn it,
Uh,
man. Oh, and there's a close up of the sanded spot filler.
yep.
Nice,
So there was probably about two lots of sanding and filler to get that pretty smooth.
nice.
Uh, on again is the grey primer, the filler primer.
Yep. And then it's dry. Oh my god, that looks good. Holy shit balls. I
When I had it there, it was like, oh, it's so good.
that and now is this? Are you just getting better at printing, or did the printer get updates or what? Because I noticed with the Freelancer, it looked you can see the lines almost where it's printing the layers, and this one
Yeah.
seemed smoother from the start, or was it?
There's a few things I learned with how to print to get, the maximum quality, but there is still a heap of work gone into the surface of this. If you go back to the close up, you'll be able to see where I couldn't sand
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
the different comparison between the two. The
Yeah.
Freelancer has had no sanding at all, so
Right.
that's
Right.
the
Yeah. That's the little spot you were talking about right there. I got it on screen now. I saw that before. It's just one of those little internal spots. You would almost need a Dremel with a tiny barrel bit on it, and that would
yeah.
just be insane.
Yeah, you can get probe sanders. I saw one the other day that would make good work of that. But and then there's a bit of the printer itself. You can see how it prints.
Yep.
You've got the infill. That's the only shape infill that this printer will do. It won't do hex or anything like that. I would prefer hex because the infill itself has an effect on warpage. So it's yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Um, the next bit is all the internal stuff, all the turrets, the torpedo loading bays, all the flaps and things.
Right on. Oh, we got a first layer of paint on the next one, I guess.
Yep, so that's the matte black. That looks stunning. It was a shame to weather it, but just a single shade just doesn't look right.
For
Then the
sure.
next one is the red accents,
Yep.
which yeah, it.
Very nice.
I want all my ships to have that paint scheme. Um, the next bit is the weathering, and you can see all the individual components coming together. All the landing gear was painted. All the flaps were added to the bomb bays and stuff like that.
Right on.
Then next again, you can see the actual weathering of how it sort of brought out the detail.
That's cool.
You can see the gold visor, like the canopy. It's an issue when you're trying to paint a clear canopy. So you need to have something that could be viable in the real world. So the gradient gold was as close as I could get.
Right on. I see underscore just fixed my link. It is now exclamation point question mark.
Perfect.
That is excellent. Did you just really do that? Exclamation point question mark. Oh, I'm not in my chat. Whoops. But anyway, that's awesome. If you just did that underscore, you're the man. Thank you, sir. Next one up, it is completed, painted with the red accents and all beautiful.
It was so good to have it on the coffee table. I think this was 70 centimeters long, so if someone wants to do a quick conversion to inches, it was
Off camera, but we get you.
yeah.
It's a big one. I mean, you could see it when he has it in the cave. It's pretty damn decent. All right,
Yeah.
we got to get into the heavy marine armor. Here it is cut up. This is what killed everybody right here. Seeing this.
So before you see this, Fire Spikes did so much work. So every individual component, barring a few, was solid. They were like one single model. So we pulled all those apart and sent them to me in separate files. So each one of those was sliced up to fit the printer, and
Damn.
there are a couple of soft areas, like the aqua bit that was made out of EVA foam, just to make it easier to pivot around.
Right. Yeah, and you don't want to bend over and it hit you in the solar plex, knock the damn wind out of you.
Yeah, it was hard enough getting around in that thing. Jesus.
Right. So there's the helmet. Does it clip in from the back? Is that back piece actually magnetically attached, or?
At the bottom, at the top, there's a hinge, just a soft hinge, and then on either side of the back are two magnets.
Nice.
So you can clamshell it open, and then it automatically pops down.
Nice. Yes, get that bad boy out.
As we can see at the back.
Oh yeah. Kick ass.
And look how shiny the visor is. That is amazing. I love that.
Damn. That's amazing work, my friend. So here's here's a bunch of the boxes of filaments with your suit like triumphantly sitting over top of it. Fantastic.
So the image before was just at the beginning of the build, just showing the filament. And this is, as I was printing, I just started stacking the boxes under it, so I could get an idea of what I had to do to get it to work, like to get all the parts joined together. And it's one thing to print something like this, but unless you know how you're going to join the shoulders, the undershoulders to the neck, the various other parts, it's all sort of one big jigsaw puzzle. And then the next one shows the thighs. I think they were like 27 pieces for the thighs each.
Wow. That is amazing. And there's your thigh parts.
It actually fit. The shins were a bit small, but once again, they were accurate to the game. But
Right, right.
yeah,
Oh, and there's you bending your leg. So that's cool. Did you leave the knee open, or did it have a knee
yeah,
cover?
there were knee plates that I added later. Um, One thing I should have done at the point of having the models is smoothing it. You can sort of see all the facets left on the the polys. That was sort of a mistake that added time to fix.
Right, right.
And then
The-
there's the standard gun, um, you know, check, or is that the crotch check? I'm not sure.
One of the two. Oh yeah, that is amazing.
So you can see the magazine, and you can see the magnets. You will see later that this actually connected to the mag plates at the back, so I could keep it stored like that.
Nice.
Uh, Unfortunately, some bright spark knocked it off at PAX and it broke.
Oh,
So yeah, you can sort of see some of the repairs maybe.
damn it,
But
man.
I've got to make a safety next time, just a strap that'll hold it on.
Awesome. Thank you for the host, Mr. Skyhawk. I hope he's in channel right now. Skyhawk, one of the test members, very cool guy. Next
Sky,
up, you got a bunch of cool sanding about to happen.
it's
More
yep.
sanding.
So I should have smoothed it. Like it would have saved me, probably about a week of sanding at the very least. And you might notice the laser pistol down on the front.
Oh, yeah, the LH something of yeah, the one actually the one we have right now in
Yep.
Crusader.
It's very close to the final model. I think they've gotten rid of the reflex sight on the top and just left it bare. And I think they're going to do an iron sight or something like that.
Right on.
Then there's the T60 armor helmet in the background that's still in progress.
Yes, it is awesome. I know. I've been following the power suit. That's gonna be awesome. Next up, we got some more heavy armor pieces coming together. Looks like shoulders, probably.
Yep. So there's 3 parts of the shoulder plus the upper arm. They all needed to be smoothed and fixed. And then you've got the chest, the neck, the mag plates, and and one forearm. So
Right
they
on.
all
Right
needed.
on.
And this is what made my life easier.
Yes. The in the tailoring world, they use the those little models for dressmaking and stuff. So this is your
Yep.
man model.
This is a duct tape dummy of me. So
Duct tape dummy. That's great.
it's you're seeing what I look like. So
That is amazing. Except your ankles are a tad bigger.
no feet.
Yeah. And then and the armor fits on. That is a great idea to be able to fit the armor is and
It,
get
it
everything
really
connected.
made organizing it really easy, or relatively straightforward. I could see where I needed to strap various armor plates, and it worked out really well. Then the next one shows the back.
Oh, yep.
The lower back and butt plate I didn't end up using printed. I used the prints as templates for EVA foam. Some would
Good
say
idea.
it's a waste, but
No, yeah, that's a good idea if you ask me. That way you have a solid template to go by, and then also you can sit down and not break anything.
exactly. It was I was sitting on the thighs anyway. They were reinforced with fiberglass because I knew I was going to end up doing that. So the next one is where I was designing the actual templates. And that's just a glad wrap coating and then another duct tape coating on the duct tape dummy. Then you cut all the lines, you cut it off, and you're left with the templates.
Gotcha. I'm looking. Yeah, okay, that works out.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
And so from there, I started on the EVA foam, and You can see the side bits, the back plate, and the belt mag plates.
Right on. And we got some.
And
Oh, nice! When you made the mags, you put bullets in them.
fake rounds. Yeah, so uh, the empty mags just didn't look right. So I added a half round and then a full round, and it just, it made it look really good.
Dude, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic right there. Everybody in chat, everybody that just jumped in, question mark X. No, see, I did it again. Exclamation point question mark in chat. We'll bring up a link. Click on the link, and if you got a question for Mr. Combustible about his 3D printing stuff, throw your question in. We're about to get the questions here in about another 5 or 10 minutes. So do that exclamation point question mark. Next up, we have. Is that stitching on your phone?
It's all hand stitched. I never want to
Nice.
do this again. Um,
I hand stitch a lot, buddy. I understand it sucks.
this is through centimeter thick EVA foam. It's horrible. So what I did, I marked out, the spacing, and then just did, two sides of a straight stitch.
Right,
So
right.
came out well. Under the undersuit, the under jacket, which held all the EVA foam, was made out of material with a front zipper. So that's what you're seeing there.
Right on.
And then we've got the two halves of the body. So the front of the heavy has a lot of soft armor parts. So all the hard parts I made into one solid bit, and I held the two halves together with hinges that you just pull the pin out and it will come undone. You put the pin back in and
Nice.
makes for a nice clip.
Very cool.
And we've got
Oh,
awesome charcoal graphite gray paint. It's my favorite.
I could definitely run around the house and play with that. That is awesome. Good looking gun. Next up,
And
inside. Oh, is that fiberglass reinforcement there?
yeah, pretty much all the large areas are reinforced. You Without a large printer that can do solid prints, you've got a lot of weak spots. So having fiberglass backed prints really makes a difference. The
Nice.
next bit is the functioning mag plates. So
Ah,
you'll see that we've got grenades.
that's a
We've
fantastic idea.
got these.
Look at that shit. And you printed those too?
Yep, and they've all got magnets on the items themselves. Ah. And we've got the belt plate. So they
Nice. Oh, that is fantastic, sir.
we've got the combat knife as well,
Goodness.
and
Everyone here watching the stream wants that belt with all the stuff. Just so we can walk around in our space undies with a belt on and pew-pewing at the TV and stuff.
just can't get too close
Fantastic.
to electrical stuff because
Right,
if you get
right.
too close to a phone, you'll blank it, or any sort of form of hard drive or stuff like that. These magnets, I think I've got a couple of 11 kilo ones. So on the close combat rifle, I've got three 11 kilo magnets.
Nice.
Um, Even then, it came off, but that's another story.
Nice.
Uh,
So we got the
Moving on,
triple
we've got
triple grenades, a
trip
close
grenades,
a close up of the pistol. I like the weathering. Weathering looks good. Damn, that's a good looking
and
gun.
that's when we start strapping everything together. And
Nice.
this took a while. It was I think it took a week of just cutting straps and gluing and stuff like that. So I ended up making the shoulder and upper arm parts sort of one piece.
Nice.
See where all the straps are. and the shoulder plate actually floats, so it's not really attached to anything. And then you've got the knife, the combat knife mag plate. But I think it was Miku from INN who helped me with the image of the stencil. So if I've got you wrong, you know who you are. Thank you.
Awesome. And next up, you got some. Oh, you are painting. Oh, there's your Volkswagen in the background. Look at there, guys.
Yes.
Volkswagen in the background. Rear fender off. That happens a
Side
lot.
note. Side note. That's the only way to get to the carbies.
Yes, yeah. When you're running dual carbs in a bug, I see you have the portals cut in the side. A lot of guys get so pissed when you cut tuning holes, and all my bugs had two big holes, and I would make just little sheet metal plates that I just screwed in to cover them up. But yeah, to tune dual carbs on a Volkswagen is an art, guys. So you have to make sure that you have access to all your tuning screws, and like it's a mess. Fun as hell though to get a perfectly tuned set of dual carbs, especially when you're running dual two barrels on both sides. You know, you got to put your little gauge on there, make sure airflow's right. Beautiful. And we're not talking about Volkswagens. Let's move on. All right, so we are going to go to you standing with your gun painted.
So that was the first test fit of the shoulders and various parts. I was happy. It didn't look it. I think I was tired at that point, but yeah, that's me sort of panicking, working out what else I had to do next.
How close? How close was when you were supposed to wear that? Was it getting close? The deadline?
It was a week and a bit.
Oh my god!
So yeah, it was down to the wire.
Damn it, man! So you started laying some silver paint. Got it on a couple pictures here of doing
so
some paint.
That's the graphite paint, which really comes out really well. And then the olive drab paint. And this, I suspect, made all the Fallout peeps think it was a Master Chief or like an ODST.
Right.
I had a nice person come up and say, "Oh, I'm a massive fan. This is so awesome." And he showed me his ODST tat on his wrist.
Wrong, but hey, good enough. You didn't kill his dreams though, right? You just let him go.
No, yeah, he was so happy. He was like, "Yeah, buddy."
Okay, carry on. So here you are in. Well, no, this is on your duct tape dummy.
Yep.
With it all fully assembled. Look at that, guys.
So this is all the initial paint job done. All the various sections. A step that I missed. I had to cut all panel lines into the armor. I did all that by hand because part of the model was baked into the texture of the model. So there was a lot of detail missing. The next bit will show, the upper body, and you can sort of see the panel lines that.
Oh, yep.
I've cut in.
Very
so that
nice.
was all done with a Dremel and a hand file. So this is the bathroom selfie.
Yes, everyone has to have a bathroom selfie in your armor.
And by selfie, I mean my partner took some photos. So many thanks to her.
Right on. Let me move my blame fire spikes sign here over. That right there, my friend, is the money shot. And you even got that serious kind of like, I'm a heavy Marine.
I had some photos taken at PAX.
Oh, I saw.
It was towards the end of the day, and the photographer, Tony and Dave, cosplay photographers, FYI, he said, take off your helmet and just pretend you're worn out. And I took off my helmet, and I looked worn out.
He was like,
sweaty.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's like, done, photo, click.
Yeah, I saw those pictures, man. Those are freaking hot, dude.
And he's started stitching them into photoshopped backgrounds. It's really good.
Yes. Yeah, you guys need to follow him on Twitter. !Combustible in chat. You can get his Twitter. Follow him on Twitter because he posted those awesome cosplay pictures up where they put the backgrounds in and all, and it is freaking amazing. I should have pulled some of them. All right, so here you are reading. Is that Aliens?
So the one before it shows the mag plates, the rifle magnetic onto the back mag plates.
Wait, I'm not seeing.
92.
Nope, I don't have that one. I've got
Okie doke.
bathroom selfie, and then your bathroom selfie with the helmet on, and then you reading your aliens or the
Yeah,
is that aliens?
classic. Yeah, classic Aliens back in the day.
Oh, that movie scared the shit out of me. The shit, and it's not from what it showed; it was from what it didn't show. That was the best. Ridley Scott was a freaking master. So
It's
that
pretty
right
amazing.
there is awesome. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna back up 2 right here for you in the bathroom. That's the money shot, guys, right there. This is what you can do on a 3D printer the size of a tiny microwave. It's tiny. And if you've got 1,700 boxes of filament and 6 years of your time, you can do one too. And fire spikes. You gotta
Persistent.
have fire spikes too.
Oh yes, totally fire spikes. Like once again, without him, this I think I'd still be printing, various little things.
Right on, right
But
on.
yeah, it was amazing at that point to see the photos. It just came together. By that point, um, I think it was 4 months solid work.
Damn, man. And but you know what? It shows the passion that went into that damn suit. That suit is amazing. I'm gonna pull up some questions. We need to let these guys. We've got good
Yeah,
questions
yeah.
too. Question mark exclamation exclamation point question or exclamation point question mark or exclamation point question mark spelt out underscore has us covered. Type that in chat. It pulls up a link and you can go ask and exclamation point slash. We'll do it too apparently. Swear jar. Oh, I'm starting to swear again, aren't I? Sorry, it's the beer. I blame the beer. So here we go. First question is from Fast Cart. How much does filament cost? Good question.
The boxes I get are about $30 Australian. A friend of mine is looking at getting them quite cheap, so maybe about 17, 12 to 17.
So that's
So
about 22 bucks American ish for what he's paying now, and then if you get them for 17, that's about 12, 13 bucks American, which would be awesome. That would be
yeah,
awesome.
it adds up. I think I used about 11 to 12 rolls on this. I printed it thicker, so it was stronger. So yeah, there's a goodly amount of money in that already. So I
Right
I
on.
purposefully didn't tally this one up. Um, I would get a nasty shock when I realized how much money I spent on it.
Right on. Have you ever Viking VR? Viking VR asks. I'd cut you off. I'm sorry. Were you saying? Do you have something else to say?
Oh, some people buy ships. I make costumes.
Boom. And you know what? There are probably 10,000 people that would like you to make them one of those. I'm so sure. Have you
I've
gotten
I've
like a
had
shit ton?
I've had so many requests, and yeah, it's an IP issue. I'm hoping at some point I will be, let loose on this, but at the moment, yeah,
You know, if
I don't want to.
CIG would let you, you could vacuum form your 3D printed models and do it like they do the stormtrooper costumes that are PVC vacuum formed. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God,
think.
CIG! If you're watching this, let this man do this.
Yeah. I think that's the plan for anything down the line. For mass producing, I would still print the originals, but then I would mold it to a point where I could use a vacuum form table to, make bucks out of it.
Yes, yeah. There you go. War just said they could license it, and take a small piece of the profit. You'd get paid for what you do. And guys, good stormtrooper costumes. I hate to tell you all this, but they go for 600, 800, sometimes $1,000. I've seen some for 12, 13, 1,800 bucks. So you can make a damn good, decent, especially once you get the model done and you're just vacuum forming and packaging and sending them out. You could actually do a good business. Mr. Fire Spikes asked, "Can I get a hug?"
Totally,
Boom.
totally.
There you go, Spikes. He said, "Come on over." Engineer, our good buddy. The background picture on the stream right now is from Engineer. Once again, thank you so much, Engineer. Great asset to the community as well. What's your favorite way to do rotating joints for items like turrets on the Freelancer?
I don't make them very often, but for the Retaliator, Fire Spikes just made a plug. So there's a friction fit hole in the hull, and we just made a turret just slot into the top, and so that would friction fit. It wouldn't fall out. It would be able to be moved and stuff like that. So nothing high tech at this point.
Right on, right on. And it doesn't have to be high tech as long as it, works, right? Viking VR asks, what about using Cura or Slicer for different infill options in your G code that you can send to your printer?
I don't believe I can send G code direct to the printer. I've got a proprietary printer, so anything that I chuck into the print software, it creates its own G code. So if someone hacks it and makes it sort of a man in the middle app, I'm sure you'd be able to do it. But
kind of like jailbreaking a phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's funny. I don't know a lot about 3D printers, but I looked into them off and on just because I'm curious, and I've noticed a lot of reviews where they'll say, "No, this thing is 100% priority." That word you used.
Priority.
Yeah, that's
proprietary.
proprietary software and this and that, and you can't do nothing. Blah blah blah. And they say that they always give it like a markdown on the review because of that, because they can't mess with it. Fart Cart asks, do you charge for commissions? If so, how much?
Depends on the commission. At the moment, I'm not taking any, commissions. I'm sort of working on a few personal projects. Some that I need to get my career sort of on track again. For a bolt pistol commission, hypothetically, if it's custom made, it may be, $300 Australian. So,
and hey,
at the
moment,
no commissions, but that's the approximate price of a thing.
And you know what? It's a lot of work. And Mr. Combustible and I were talking earlier, and he said something that struck me like really firmly. He said the artist has to be paid. And that is so true. We were looking at the Vera, and for any non-Star Firefly fans out there, Vera was Jane Cobb's gun that he was in love with. It was his gun. It was the most amazing gun in the world. And he wanted to trade Mao for Miss Reynolds, his new bride, who was actually the psycho crazy lady. But his buddy makes a Vera, and I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. So he sent me a link to it, and I believe... Crap, I forgot how much it was on Etsy, but it's pricey.
Yeah, it's a fully resin cast Vera. Quantum entanglement props. Shout out to Zach. I think it was about 500 Australian. I'm not sure what that converted to, but yeah, it's a fully raw cast, high detail. Something that he started recently was the nothing part. So any Firefly fans would realize that a nothing part is something when you don't got it.
Amen.
Amen.
No grenades. Oh, come on. No grenades. Sure be nice to have some grenades right now. Jane is amazing. Hey, Mr. Vengeful, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you, everybody, for the donations. Donations go straight to making the stream machine so we can get streaming. Right now, I'm streaming on my little crap box. Oh, I should bring this up. Mr. Combustible, I forgot. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be building the very first part of my stream machine. It's going to be the upgrade to my gaming system. I'm going to be doing it live on Twitch, and I'm not going to be drinking. So anyone that would like to join in, it's going to be, just me building and talking, chatting with y'all, and maybe even getting tips from you. I'll be building my machine tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So, hey, join me. It'll be fun, I swear. And there's probably going to be noise in the background. I'm not going to make my family, be quiet. Like, right now, that everyone's like, shh, Daddy's streaming. But tomorrow it's just going to be the house, so it's going to be some interruptions and some breaks and all like that. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so join me. Excuse me. Next question is from Diabolus. He says, where in Australia do you live? Because he lives in Australia also. And do you charge for commissions? We covered the commissions part, but where do you live in Australia?
Based in Canberra, so
No, exactly. We want to hear. We want to know what your exact address is, so he can go.
street,
Oh no,
street address.
Yeah, just joking.
Based in Canberra, so it's 3 hours from Sydney, 8 hours from Melbourne, 2 hours to the south coast. So for those not aware of Australian geography, we're a territory based in New South Wales.
There you go. That was gonna show up at your front door. You'd be like, "Mr. Combustible, I want to wear your armor."
No.
There he is already. Mr. Fire Spikes, will you build me a helmet? Trollface.
I suppose I could. What's in it for me?
Oh,
Models.
Yes. You don't want to know. Fire Spikes has something totally different in mind for you. Nighthawk Zale asks, are all these made from the object file, the OBJ files? And if so, are they Pepakura friendly? Oh, I don't even know what that is.
I know exactly. It would require a lot of work to get it to be a Pepakura level, If you think of the models I use as medium detail, but still needing a lot of work, there's a whole heap of small detail that needs to be, remeshed in another application. But if you had the models and you were a pro at Pepakura, like Pepakura Designer or something like that, you would be able to nail these really easily. I saw someone on the United Props group. I've forgotten the exact name, but he took the RSI spacesuit body and started making a Pepakura friendly one. I haven't heard anything since, so I think he needs some practice.
Right on.
I
did
really,
it again.
Oh no, I really want to see some Pepakura costumes out there based on Star Citizen. So if anyone's in any way experienced in getting models to that point, send me a PM somewhere.
There you go.
I want to see it.
Awesome. AKA Mythos asked, do you get enough airflow into the helmet so as not to suffocate? You might have came in a little late. Mr. Combustible had a couple dual fans in his old one, but in your heavy marine armor, did you have fans in that one too?
Yep, I stayed with the same format as I had in the civilian one, the RSI one.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see, but in the visor, you should be able to see two fans pointing up over it.
Yep, and you can see the copper top too.
Yeah.
You're a copper top Neo.
So you can see the fans.
Very nice.
The helmet
Very
itself.
important. Very important.
So it definitely helped the fogging, and as a side effect, it stopped me from suffocating and sweating
and fogging up.
Fogging, yep. As I said earlier, there was a video showing, I think it was the Mustang, the initial showing of the Mustang, and then they showed the player character running around and showed the fogging on the mask. These helmets do that. Like inside, you can see the fog creep up, and then the fans bring it back down just as you're breathing. It's really amazing.
Awesome.
I've kind of wanted to do a laser tag integrated helmet, and be limited by the fans. So if you're running around constantly, your helmet's fogging up, you're getting hot. You've got to wait, and you've got to cool down before you can see properly. It's just something I've been throwing around.
Nice. Blackhawk asks, this is a good question. What would you describe is the hardest part getting started producing replicas and props for those of us who may be interested in trying?
there's a very high level of mistakes. So it depends what your goal is. If it's to build props for a living and have that pay for living expenses, there's a very high bar to get to a skill level that will pay for your living expenses. The most obvious is you will make mistakes. You will waste so much money building stuff. Earlier, when I was learning mold making, I wasted, I think, almost $300 worth of resin, Australian. So that was significant. And there's things like that that will happen. And, you know, it all comes with practice, and it all comes with, you've got to make those mistakes. And once you've made enough mistakes, you'll get to a point where they just won't happen until you're trying new things. And that's the next step. When you're comfortable in your little skill set, you can stagnate. But if you keep pushing the bar and keep honing your skills, learning new things, for example, various paints and painting methods, or various mold making techniques. So you've got basic box molds, and then you've got matrix molds. I won't go into the details, but the matrix molds are a skill level beyond what I know, but I know of them, and I know I have to get to that point. Long story short, do it, but make certain you've got a full-time job, just so.
Yeah. With any hobby you're trying to use as a income, you need to make sure you start small, make sure you get good. Don't make a leap into it without that trial error, get it right. And also the key here is be passionate.
Yes.
It is tedious. What he
One
does is freaking tedious.
one thing I heard a prop builder say was, I think it was to another prop builder, or another budding prop builder. If you can't see yourself in 10 years doing what you're doing, it's not for you. If you don't live and breathe and think about props every single day, it's not for you. So there's a lot of people come and go, in the community, in my community. They'll build a few things, and they'll build them well, but then they'll move on to other things. So yeah, it sort of ebbs and flows. You've got to see yourself really focused on something, 10 years ahead. So yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. Good answer. Viking VR asked, have you considered using hybrid filament like Ninja Flex, wood fill, or metal fill?
I have considered it. Because my printer is pretty locked down, there'd be limits to what I could do for feed rates and temperatures and things like that. I could get big nozzles for various metal filaments, but not being able to tweak any of the settings would limit what I could do. So
Right
yes, but can't.
Right on. He also asked how much time was invested, time/money invested in making the suit. I'm guessing the heavy marine. Roundabout, just real quick roundabout time and money.
The RSI spacesuit ended up being about 900 Australian and took 3 months solid. The heavy marine, I purposefully didn't tally, so I can only sort of guess at maybe 1,500 to. It could push 2, but I'm not entirely sure. And definitely 4 months solid work. So it was
Damn.
It was a significant outlay.
Labor of love, my friend. That's awesome. Uh-oh, Mr. Reiglich has asked a question. Mr. C, how long does it take you to put that gear all on?
It took about 20 minutes to half an hour. We got to PAX early. We were there, before anyone. So there's a morph suit under it. That goes on first. Then the legs and boots, they go on next. Um, Sorry, before the legs and boots, there's a vest with all the EVA foam stuff, and under that vest is a harness, and that harness connects to the thighs. So the harness goes on first after the morph suit, then the jacket, then the legs and thighs and boots, then the body gets clipped on over my neck, then the shoulders get clipped to the neck, which is finicky. I should have done that better. And then the forearms and gloves. And then I think the boot covers go on at some point later. So
Nice.
yeah, good 20 minutes to half an hour. It's one thing I think designers don't realize is how the person gets into the bloody thing. It's
Right.
it's so crazy. Like, there's all these amazing designs, but there's no clear way on how they actually get into it. Do they have a squire putting it on you? Just a shout out to my partner Steph. Yeah, she makes an amazing cosplay handler. You need someone,
Yep.
fending off people, left and right to keep them away from you and helping you get in the costume. So yeah.
Awesome. Now, Rye didn't post this question, but I'm sure he's also wondering how fast he can take it off. But we'll get to the next question. Vengeful asked, how many hours you estimate went into making your suit, but you asked or answered that one already.
Yeah, so
3 months for the space, 4 months for the heavy.
Yeah, so just a quick clarification. I work full-time in IT, so all the time involved is outside of work hours, so 8:30 to 5. So if you can imagine, I'm generally working on this from about 5:30 till 11, 12, 1 a.m. at night. So yeah, that sort of gives you an idea of the hours per day.
Damn. And see, that's the same. I have the same deal. I work 10 to 12 hours a day, 6, sometimes 7 days a week even. And yeah, people ask, hey, how come you haven't put out a video in a couple weeks? Well, I haven't even seen my wife in a couple weeks. That's why.
Yeah.
But I got you there. Ketchup Ninja asks, can you print in polyethylene?
No, I generally print in ABS. I've got a setting for PLA, but once again, because I can't tweak the flow heat, settings of this printer, it makes any exotic, non-standard filament quite difficult to print. If it functions like ABS or PLA, there's a very good chance it would work, but yeah, it's complete guesswork.
Roger Dodger. Fart Cart asks, when are you adding holographic / HUDs to your helmet? Yes. Oh, you know what we need? Oh, you know what we need? The skull face.
Skull, yes.
Frickin', oh my god, you gotta figure that out, dude.
I know a person who's doing something very similar. What they've done is vacuum formed a skull underneath the visor, and they've backlit it with blue LEDs.
Yep,
it looks stunning.
Yeah, I saw that post.
You saw it? Yep.
Yep, I saw that post.
There's a guy doing something very similar to that artwork, and yeah.
Very cool. Let me permit fire spikes as well.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I don't think I did it right. Oh, did I do it right? Yes. All right, what is this? What did he put? Oh my god. Sorry.
So that was at PAX Australia. That was at the starcitizen booth in 2014.
Hey, who's that nerd with your gun?
That's my good friend Ryan. He painted the fish tank helmet, which you can see on the right. So it was built by me, and I passed it off to Ryan to paint it up.
Oh, someone's wearing it?
Yeah, so that's Mr. Fire on the right.
Oh,
G'day,
that's the
Fire.
nerd I was looking for. Fire, you're wearing a fish tank helmet.
Yeah. It's quite good. I learnt a few things from that helmet. I didn't scale it in a way that I could put, you could put your helmet on your head. So I made the whole jaw area magnetically connected to the helmet. So you'd put the main thing on and clip the jaw and the visor onto the helmet itself. So it worked pretty well.
Nice.
Quick shout out to Tina who helped run the booth. That was hard work.
Awesome, man. That is awesome. So we have one last question. Oh, and it works out perfect. We're getting to our 2 hour mark. We're 7 minutes away. Fast Cart asks, excuse me, I got a burp coming. Ugh. How much fluids do you go through wearing these suits? I imagine wearing them would be a good way to lose weight.
Yeah, you tend to like doing a number one. Going to the toilet is a very difficult thing in this, and it's funny. I think I drank about 1.5 liters in about 5 hours. I think it was close to 2 liters. Not once. It was like, it sweated out, and it's pretty amazing. And it was relatively hot. I think it was like 30 degrees then. At the PAX Australia 2014, it was 37. It was really hot. So kicking around in a full jumpsuit was interesting, to say the least.
Damn it, man. So we have a picture. Who is wearing... Oh, is that Chris Roberts wearing the fish tank helmet now?
Yep, yep. It came out pretty well. Fire Spike's got so many signatures. You're a machine, man, Roger. Um, I think you got signatures of most of the peeps. Yeah.
Very nice.
But, I got a couple of signatures. Even though I met Chris and Aaron a couple of times during that day, and had lots of good chats at the signing, at the meet and greet at the end of the FPS reveal. I waited till everyone else went, and then I got my helmet signed. You can see it on
Oh, yeah, right on the glass. Nice.
the visor. I think that's Aaron's. And then we've got someone who's
Very nice.
had a lot
Mr.
of
Roberts.
signatures in his time.
It's one of the few signatures I can recognize now is Mr. Roberts. And that and Mark Hamill. Very
you've got
awesome,
Mark.
man.
You've got Mark's
I have two of
signature.
Mark's. I have got two,
Awesome.
actually. And by the way, Mr. Combustible, he liked 2 of my tweets. Yes.
Score.
Oh, I walked around work all like, but the bad thing is he's a really nice guy in person and on Twitter.
Yep.
So it's not like a super rare thing for him to like your tweets. But it was after the reveal of his part in Squadron 42 and stuff. And I put out a random tweet thanking him for his amazing work and how long I've just idolized him and I got to work. I was doing a little work, and I have a little alert thing on my work computer, and it popped up and said, Mark Hamill liked one of your tweets, and I peed a little. Just a little, like 3 drops. And I was like, oh. It was like one of those little girl moments. It was absolutely beautiful. All right, we're at 1:57 in the morning here in Tampa land. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for all your great questions. Mr. Combustible, thank you so much. This has been so informative. We've all sat and wondered what in the hell you went through to make that suit, and now we know that we'll never be able to replicate what you have done. Cheers to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and thanks everyone for sticking around.
Absolutely.
This is definitely a bit of an exclusive. I've realized I've never really sat down and discussed any of this. So
awesome. Well, this will be going up on YouTube tonight. I'll start transferring over. Share it around. Mr. Combustible, if you want to make like a hub post or something and get people can get the inside info on your duties. Also, everybody out in that's watching, if you want to nominate someone to be on the show, some creator of anything Star Citizen, let me know. Message me on Twitter, on the RSI forums. I don't go to the RSI forums much. A message on Reddit is great. Um, there we go again. Oh boy, my wife's gonna hate me. But let me know if you want to nominate someone to be on the show. Just let me know. I'll message them and talk to them, or have them message me. We're always looking for any creators. It doesn't matter how small, how big. We just want to get everyone the publicity that they need, because the community creators for Star Citizen do not get enough attention. They may get a 3-second spot on an MVP, and then you never hear about them again. And this is why I made this show, is to get all these guys out there, get the information out there. Look at this. Look at this. This guy right here put in 4 months to make a suit that he wore. And,
5 hours.
You know what I'm saying? It's like one of these things. It's like, this needs to be out there. So thanks everyone for watching. Mr. Combustible, thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone with all your questions and for your chatting and your patronage. All my patrons, thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you, I swear. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Sunday Eastern Time, going to be starting the computer build. Please join me. Thank you everyone for the donations. You guys are amazing. Single income family with all the bills and all. I couldn't do this without you guys. I swear, you are the best. Anything else you'd like to say in closing, Mr. Combustible? You have like 30 seconds.
Thank you so much for your videos, Gray. The Art Corp one just filled me with wonder. So yeah, because of your wonder. So 2 thumbs up. Thank you.
I am a little girl when it comes to things that amaze me. Thank you, and you are welcome, and thank you, and thank everybody in chat up top. And we will see you guys next Saturday. I don't even know who's going to be on next Saturday. I haven't even lined nothing up. I've been so busy at work. But once again, thanks guys, and we need to find someone to host. Oh shit, I almost forgot. _ who are we hosting? Crap. I gotta pull up Twitch. Oh, I'm so unprepared. I suck.
Oh no.
Stoutman. Who? What?
Stoutman.
Stoutman? Who is Stoutman? I've never even heard of Stoutman. Stoutman is rad. Okay, he said he's rad. We're gonna do Stoutman PR. Copy him over. Go into chat /host. All right, guys, get over there and say hi to Stoutman. Let him know where you came from. Thanks for joining, and I will see you guys later.
Cheers, guys.
Let me get in the top turret. Let me EVA into the top turret then.
I don't know if we're hosting yet. Someone let me know if we're hosting. You've got a stream on, right?
Today they're not.
And that looks like it's offline.
Yes, we're hosting. Yes.
Awesome. Phew. That was amazing.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Let me stop streaming here.
Top